What's up, boys? MKTV here. Welcome back, channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we do have an FPL video for you, and it is going to be my game week 1 draft. If you do enjoy, smash thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and without further ado, let's get straight into things, boys. So as you can see, it is blurred behind me. You may be able to tell a few players in there, but let's get straight into the goalkeepers. Smash thumbs up, subscribe. Let's go, boys. So to start things off, Onana is in FPL as well now. If you haven't seen the signing, Manchester United have signed Andre Onana from Inter Milan. But yeah, he's my first goalkeeper, and he is 5 million. He is coming in at a price tag. I personally think he's really good value for money. You get into the United defence for very good fixtures at the start of the season. And also, it's just a he's a strong goalkeeper. Gets a lot of saves as well, hopefully. And obviously, as well, pass completion and stuff could help him with bonus points. Not so sure on that. We'll see how it goes throughout the season. But Andre Onana is my first goalkeeper, and he's only 5 million. Second goalkeeper I have is going to be Areola of West Ham, and he is the 4 million goalkeeper, so the cheapest on the game at the moment. Obviously, some may drop in price. We'll see how it goes. There's talk of him being the #1 goalkeeper for West Ham as well. Even if he doesn't, he's going to sit on my bench for 4 million. Just don't want to spend stupid money. I want a maximum 9 million on my 2 goalkeepers. Maybe 9.5. I'm going for a premium, say, for Ederson down the line throughout the season. But for now, 9 million on my 2 goalkeepers. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not set fully on that. I could drop Onana down to a 4.5 potentially. Just don't really know. Likes of Flecken and that. I'm not too sure if they're nailed yet. But yeah, that's the 2 goalkeepers I've gone with. Let's move straight on to the defenders. Let me know your goalkeepers as well down below. So moving on to the defenders, to kick things off, we do have Trent Alexander-Arnold. A hefty price tag of 8 million, which is a lot considering, I know it is Trent in that. He's been 7.5 in the past. 8 million, it does hurt to spend that on a defender. But hear me out. Moving into midfield, last season as well, we saw glimpses of it. The amount of assists he picked up, just the creativity. His forwards were finishing off the chances a lot more. And I just think for 8 million, he's kind of a must in my team. Every single time I get a bit of money, I just revert back to Trent, so I can't really go without him, to be quite honest. Fixture against Bournemouth in Gameweek 2 as well, it looks decent. Obviously, the first fixtures aren't great for Liverpool, but I just think Trent Alexander-Arnold, 4 of an option for me. He just keeps coming to the team. He's a must for me, in my opinion. Secondly, we do have the most owned defender in FPL this season to start with. We do have Purposes Stupinan. Coming in at 5 million, he's very good price. Really good fixtures up until about Game Week 6, I believe. And obviously home to Luton to start with. Really nice fixture to start with there. Obviously the Brighton defence as well, one way to get into it. He's the most owned player. I would say he should be locked in 90% of people's teams. If you do not have him, get Purposes Stupinan into your team. His attacking threat as well in that Brighton defence is really good. As we've seen against Arsenal last season, a 17-pointer, which did kind of save my season a little bit last season. But despite that, really good option. Get Purposes Stupinan in your team. #1 owned defender for a reason. Next, we do have Gabriel of Arsenal. Again, if you did watch the preseason friendly yesterday between Manchester United and Arsenal, he did make a bit of a slip up, to be quite honest. He did, obviously, it's not going to do too much preseason. That's where you should make the mistakes. But coming in at 5 million as well, at 5 million Arsenal defender, that is nailed on. It is not a bad idea. You can go for the likes of Saliba, can go for the likes of Zinchenko. Obviously, Saliba and himself, I do think, will be more nailed on than Zinchenko. And yeah, he's really good attacking threat as well. Gets a bullet header every so often. 5 million into the Arsenal defence. You have other options as well. You can go for Ramsdale and goals. But yeah, just a really good option. Good attacking threat. 5 million. I just don't see the point in going for Ben White. Especially with Jury and Timber coming in as well. It just may not be as nailed on as people think. But I've gone for Gabriel. That's the 3 defenders I'm going to start with. And obviously I have the 2 others that'll rotate on depending on fixtures and stuff. But yeah, this is the 3 that I have gone with so far. Let's move on to the last 2 defenders. So my other 2 defenders are going to be Rico Henry and Jordan Bayer. I do believe that's his name for Burnley. Basically, the justification between the 2 of them. Rico Henry, they have some nice fixtures. Brentford to start the season. He's only 4.5 million. Really good attacking threat. I was thinking as well of going for Aaron Hickey of Brentford as well. You can go for the likes of Botman and stuff. I've gone for Henry as of right now. Again, all this could change as well, boys. It is just a draft, and you have unlimited transfers until the season starts. But yeah, I've gone with Rico Henry. Really good price at 4.5 million. Poses some attacking threat down the left-hand side as well. A little bit more defensive than maybe some other left-backs and stuff in different teams. But I think he's a really good price, 4.5 million. Gets into that defence, rotates nicely with Trent, who may have some tough fixtures and stuff. Even if the likes of Arsenal are playing United, I might want to play Henry instead if he's playing the likes of, a lower team or whatever. And then I have gone for Bayer as my 4 million option. Can go for Gusto, can go for a lot of, Bell from Luton and stuff. I just think I'm just going to go with Bayer. I think he's a nice little attacking threat. Could be a bit more, I don't really know much about him, to be quite honest. Just seeing that he looks a bit more attacking as opposed to some of the other 4 million options. really decent. Just throw him in there as well. You can. He probably will stay on my bench 90% of the season. But if you do need him, someone who does play for 4 million, you cannot go wrong with that in the defense. Right, moving on to the midfield now. This is where things get a little bit more interesting in my opinion. We do have Brian Mbeumo coming in the first midfield option, 6.5 million. So he is kind of one of the cheaper, like cheap budget midfielders in a way. But again, Brian Mbeumo, the 5th most owned midfielder at the time of recording this video, I do believe something like 25% owned, which is absolutely mental. He does come in as a midfielder, and as you may know as well, Ivan Toney being banned, this could potentially lead to Mbeumo playing as a solo striker, or depends with Vissa and Shada as well. But yeah, he could be on penalties as well, which would be really, really nice. We'll see throughout preseason as well how things unfold. But I like the look of it. Brian Mbeumo at the moment, 6.5 million. Really, really good option. He will always play as well, whether that's off the left or right or whatever. His stats look really, really good from last season as well. Some really, really nice numbers in there. Will score goals. And for 6.5 million, he's going to be my first midfielder. The second midfielder I've gone with is going to be Pascal Gross. Now, this one is a little bit of a differential. Something like 4.7% owned, which I'm really happy with, actually. The likes of Mitoma and stuff as well. Solly March in the midfield as well. You could go for either of these. Mitoma, probably the most popular of the three currently in most people's drafts. I've gone for Gross. Want to be a little bit different with the Brighton assets. Obviously, it's stupid and it's kind of a must. But yeah, Pascal Gross, I'm really, really liking the look of the way he played last season in some pockets. Come through, score goals. He always has an eye for goal. I know he could be potentially playing as right back this season. Like last season, did play right back at different times and played very deep. But obviously, Tariq Lamptey coming back from injury as well. Joel Veltman's still there. James Milner coming in as well. I just don't really see him playing that deep anymore. Could potentially some games go into the 10. Obviously, Alexis McAllister gone to Liverpool now as well. Talks to Caicedo going to Chelsea or Liverpool, wherever he may be. But yeah, Pascal Gross, I've gone with him. Just see, I like his attacking threat every so often. He's not the most flashy FPL pick, but I do like him as a little bit of a differential away from the likes of Mitoma. And obviously, you have to mix differentials in with the most common players as well, if they are good options, if you do believe. We do have Bukayo Saka next, 8.5 million. Really, really decent price, considering his form last season and stuff as well. Towards the end of the season was a little bit disappointing with some returns and stuff, but obviously on penalties for Arsenal as far as we're aware. Really, really good option. Number 1 owned midfielder. It'd be kind of between him and Martinelli for me. I wouldn't really look at Odegaard. Potentially, if he does start scoring like mad again like last season, will be a good option. But I've gone with Saka. Really do like the look of his numbers and stuff as well. Arsenal midfielder, and also is on penalties. You cannot go wrong with that as well. And also, I do want to say as well on Pascal Gross, could potentially be the penalty taker for Brighton. I do back him to be the penalty taker, so that's another plus as well on with him. Next, we do have 2 more midfield options. We do have Bruno Fernandes of Manchester United coming in at 8.5 million. I do think this could be one of the bargains of the season. If Bruno actually produces the numbers that he proposes, like for instance, the amount of times he is expected goals, expected assists last season was stupid and didn't finish them off. Could have hit the post, could have got unlucky, whatever the case may be. He just is a really, really good option. Always involved in the Manchester United attack. Really, really good hard-working midfielder. The captain of Manchester United now as well. So his minutes should be nailed on. Really, really like the look of Bruno. 4.5 million more, you can go for the likes of Rashford. But personally, I've gone for Bruno. And I just do believe that he will be able to, you know, like his first season when he came in, he was absolutely unreal in FPL. Finishing everything. I do believe Bruno could get back to his best. And even if he doesn't, just get a few more goals, a few more assists, I'll be buzzing. Bruno's my number 4 midfielder in the team. And finally, to finish off the midfield, we do have Eberechi Eze, or Eze, whatever we want to pronounce it. 6.5 million into the Crystal Palace team. Really, really influential player last season as well, which I'm very, very happy with. Towards the back end of the season, most people had him in their FPL teams. Really good run of fixtures as well for Palace. Not so much this season. The start of the season is a little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit questionable. But again, if you get a third striker, 3 playing strikers, you can rotate and stuff as well if you really want to for the fixtures. But on penalties as well for Crystal Palace, as Zaha does look to be out of contract and leaving the club potentially. Bruno as well on penalties. So potentially I do have 5 midfielders that are on penalties. I'm not saying that's the way to go, but I do like the look of it as well in case there is a penalty. Obviously Eze, that does add to his game as well in FPL. And yeah, coming in at 6.5 million, really good price in my opinion. I really like him as a differential as well. Just someone else in there I thought I'd throw into the team. And yeah, again, all these could change as well, boys. But this is how it's looking currently. And finally, we do finish off with the forwards for my team. So I've gone with 3 strikers, obviously. But I'm only playing 2 for the majority of the team. So it is going to be a 3-5-2. I'll show you in a second how it looks on the FPL app or on the FPL website. We're going to start with Cameron Archer. Again, I'm literally just throwing him in there because he's 4.5 million. If the likes of Balogun or someone from Arsenal go to a lower team, like a Luton or something, and start playing, they're definitely going to be someone you want to catch onto and get in the team. But for now, just a 4.5 million placeholder in Cameron Archer. Next, we do have the main man, Erling Haaland. #1 owned player in the game, 85 or 86% owned or something. Get him in your team. Don't go without him. Don't be stupid. The amount of times I've looked at going without him, it just isn't worth it, seriously. Go for Erling Haaland in your team. 14 million is a ridiculous price tag, but trust me, he's going to be worth it. Let's see how it pans out. But yeah, next we do have Gabriel Jesus, a little bit more, less owned and stuff as well. Not a differential, because most people seem to have him in their team. But coming in at 8 million, I just think way into the Arsenal attack as well. I've doubled up on that with Saka. Just think he's a really, really good option. Some nice fixtures to start the season as well. And yeah, I just like the look of Gabriel Jesus as well at 8 million. Not as clinical as Haaland maybe, but will be coming in, with goals and stuff as well. Always will score goals and pick up some assist points and stuff as well. So yeah, gone with that front 3. Let's take a look at advantages, all that kind of thing as well. Then we get into how the team actually looks as well. So as you can see as well, we do have 1.5 million in the bank as well to play around with. So say for instance, I didn't like Eze or he got injured or something, can move up to an 8 million midfielder with a 1.5. It just gives you nice room for transfers. Say if I sold Trent, I could buy, downgrade and get some more money and then maybe go from Jesus to Kane or something. We just don't really, I kind of like having a little bit of money in the bank, maybe 1 million to 2 million, in and around that kind of price tag. Just a little bit to play around with for transfers in the future. It is a good balance of teams. We're not really leaving many teams out, apart from maybe Chelsea. If they get going nicely, we might switch to them. We've covered Liverpool with Trent a little bit. The likes of Spurs is someone I may worry about. We'll see how it goes with Kane. Obviously his future is kind of up in the air at the moment, but yeah, it kind of balances out. It covers most teams as well. Most teams attack for the big teams especially. Strong in all positions. There's not really any weak areas. Like I haven't had to go for say a 4.5 million midfielder and just play them every week. We've kind of kept it strong in most positions, which is good. In an FPL draft, you want to kind of balance as well. And there's high reward differentials. The likes of Eze, we've seen him hit double-digit scores last season. The likes of Pascal Gross doing the same. There's just some nice differentials there. You don't always have to go with the crowd. Throw in a few differentials. That's one tip I would say as well. Anyone who's building a draft, go with the main players that are high owned. Obviously, they're good for a reason. The likes of Haaland, even a Stupinan, Saka, and then throw in your own differentials. If you like Dwight McNeil from Everton, throw him in there. You have to have a bit of fun with the game as well, while obviously an educated bit of fun as well, with good players in the game and stuff as well. But yeah, let's take a look at how it looks on the FPL app, and let's get straight in that. Right, boys, so as you can see here as well, this is how the team is looking currently. We do have Andrew Onana starting in goals, like I said. Stupinan, Trent and Gabriel, Gross, Saka, Eze, Bruno Fernandes and Buemo, Gabriel Jesus and Haaland. On the bench then for the start with, we do have Alphonso Areola, Rico Henry, Jordan Bayer and Cameron Archer as well. They're on the bench. That's probably how I will start it. Again, I could start with the likes of Rico Henry if I want. Pop Trent down onto the bench. But for the start of it, I'm going to play Trent, I do believe, for the start of the season. Again, boys, this could all change. We'll see how things go. And all that as well, depending on fixtures. And as you can see there, confirmation, we do have 1.5 million in the bank as well. So yeah, I'm really liking the look of the balance of the team. Could change some stuff, obviously, as well, going into the next few weeks and stuff. Transfers happen. I could want to change things. But that is how we are looking currently, and that's how my draft is looking. So, boys, let me know how your team is going. How are you building it? How are you getting on with all your kind of stuff as well, boys, in fantasy football? If you want to see more videos like this, smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel as well. It does mean the world. And drop a comment as well, boys, if you are new and just subbed. Let me know. It would mean the absolute world if you could do so. Massive thank you for watching. I'll catch you boys next time with the next one. Want to keep the FPL content rolling on the channel now as well. Smash the up, subscribe, and I'll catch you boys next time with the next one. Peace.